with starting quarterbacks going down like life alert victims, half of Florida's team in Gainesville, and Texas A&M pulling down their pants, walking over to their bed and taking a big old crap in it. Week 1 went just as we expected. But what did we learn in Week 1? Well, for starters, we learned that Drew Lock is the real deal. Going 21 for 34 and 521 yards, Lock tied the SEC record with 7 touchdowns. The scary part for Missouri is that they actually needed Lock throughout most of the game. Missouri, which has been known for their defense in the past, allowed an inferior Missouri State to score 43 points. That's got to be a little frightening for Missouri fans. But they're not the only team in the SEC that should be concerned. Kentucky barely won over Southern Mississippi solely because of 2 fumble recoveries late in the fourth quarter. Kentucky's tight end, C.J. Conrad, is a freaking beast though, which I called. 3 receptions for 97 yards and a touchdown as a tight end, and I called that. Oh, you know what else I called? I called Maryland over Texas. That's right, Max, Pavi, Chris, I freaking called that. But what I didn't call was Bama. Alabama, well, let's just say they were nothing less than anybody expected. FSU could not move the freaking ball, Calvin Ridley was Jalen Hurts' go-to guy, and Alabama gave almost everybody a touch in the backfield. Bama bullied FSU, and the Seminoles are going to have to do some serious soul-searching after this weekend. Speaking of bullies, LSU did not let BYU score once, and proved that their defense deserves to be in the same conversation with Alabama's. Darius Geis was a freaking workhorse, touching the ball 27 times, going for 122 yards and 2 touchdowns. While his counterpart, Darrell Williams, also got some serious looks, rushing for 92 yards on 15 carries and adding a touchdown. LSU established that they can run the ball this year, but I want to see them throw the ball some more before I put them up there with Alabama. Speaking of running the ball, Georgia Tech ran all over Tennessee last night. Even though Tennessee won in double overtime, Tennessee didn't do anything really to deserve that win. Georgia Tech rushed for over 520 yards, and they had several easy touchdowns that they should have been able to capitalize on, and they blew it. So Tennessee should not really be too excited for that win, even though a win's a win. And Georgia Tech is a good team. Tennessee has a lot to improve on and did not deserve that win altogether. Georgia looked like they could have been in trouble after Jacob Eason went down halfway through the first quarter. However, true freshman Jake Fromm came in, and it looked like he had been starting for years. Chubb and Michelle did what everyone expected them to do, and their defense also looked stout. Georgia proved that they could be top-tier talent this year and looked to be at the top of the SEC East. South Carolina showed a promising start to their season, but also have some areas that they need to address. Jake Bentley proved that he is the real deal and made some serious plays that they did not have at this time last year. The player of the game, however, was Deebo Samuel. Starting the season off with a kick return for a touchdown and then adding 2 more later in the game, the guy's a freaking beast. However, their secondary was a major concern coming into this season, and they could be the Gamecocks' Achilles heel in 2017. We knew Florida's lack of depth was going to be their downfall this season, and missing some big-time starters crippled the Gators against Michigan. Texas A&M, I have no words. I'm going to end this video before I get out of hand.